hearts are heavy with what is going on in our country, there's a sense of connection and joy with our being together this morning as a loving community. Let us sing our gathering song with courage and conviction, and to rejoice and come in. And to rejoice and come in, and to rejoice and come in. Today will be a joyful day, and to rejoice and come in. Once again, and to rejoice and come in, and to rejoice and come in. Today day, and to rejoice and come in. Take it away, Ben. Thank you.
Okay. Short and sweet. So, good morning.
Good morning.
And a warm welcome to each of you, especially on this rainy day. Here at All Souls Unitarian Universalist, we are a liberal religious congregation that nurtures lifelong spiritual development. We covenant to create a welcoming, caring, justice-seeking community within and beyond these walls. My name is Pam Gray, and I am your liturgist this morning. I am joined by Paul Carolyn, today's worship leader, and Perry, our Director of Faith Formation. Jesse is working tech this morning, and Bill is at the piano. Much appreciation for all our greeters and ushers online and here in Unity Hall, and to our coffee hosts. They're the best. Our pastoral caregiver today is Carol Thompson. Carol is right over here, waving her hand. If you are in need of pastoral care, Carol is available to lend a kind ear during or after the service. If you are new to All Souls and want to know more about our faith community, please stop by the welcome table, which is over here, and someone will be happy to greet you and to answer your questions. My heart is full for us to be here together this morning. Before we begin our service, we have a few announcements and opportunities for connection to share. Actually, we have a lot of announcements. Today, Sharing Circle for Caregivers will be at 11:30 in the Vale Library. Stewardship Team Meeting is at 11:30 in the Ackerman Room. Social Justice and Sci-Fi is at 11:30 in the Nash Room. If you're not sure where they all are, just head down the hallway and ask. It's time for another round of one-on-one conversations. You may remember that a year ago, we had paired participants at All Souls to meet for a conversation based around interfaith covenanting initiative model. We are doing it again, and this morning you received a slip of paper asking for your information. So this is if you want to participate, fill that out. Put it in the basket during the offering. If you are online, you can email office@allsouls.net to participate. You will receive a partner to schedule a meet with and some starting questions. Let us deepen our connections here at All Souls. The ICI process will eventually move onto house meetings to identify local justice concerns and leading to action issues for this Interfaith Justice Coalition. Next Sunday, January 18th, Charlie Schott will be our worship leader. Our guest preacher will be the Reverend Joan Javier Duval from Montpelier, Vermont. There will be a new member class on Zoom on Wednesday, January 21st, from 6:30 to 8 p.m. For those wishing to learn more about Unitarian Universalism and what it means to be a member here at All Souls. More info is on the welcome table at the back of Unity Hall. Very importantly, this afternoon, between noon and 2:00 p.m., there is a vigil to honor the memory of Renee Nicole Good. It will be at the New London Parade Plaza. We hope to see you there. For more announcements of opportunities for connection during the week, please see the printed announcements and in our weekly e-newsletter. As we begin our worship service, let us take a collective breath together. Breathe in through your nose and let it go. Welcome to All Souls.
All souls are welcome.
Thank you, Pam. Our focus this month is courage, and here's our call to worship. Out of the flames of fear, we rise with courage of our deepest conviction to stand for justice, inclusion, and peace. Out of the flames of hate, we rise with the force of love, love that celebrates our shared humanity. Out of the flames, we rise. Please rise in body and our spirit for our opening hymn, I Know I Can, number 1015. We'll sing verses 1, 2, and 4.
We are always excited to be together again in this wonderful community. Let us enter into our passing of the peace ritual. We begin by waving to the folks on the online pews. We are glad you're joining us. If you are with us online for the first time, please let us know in the chat so we can give you a special welcome. And here in Unity Hall, if you would like, please wave if you are visiting for the first time. You are most welcome here. Welcome. As we are in the midst of cold and flu season, please briefly greet those around you, spreading love, not germs. And let us now turn to our neighbors, bump elbows, and share our joy of being together.
Thank you, Hazel.
That singing bowl is an extension of Hazel's voice. We acknowledge the Nahantic, Mohegan, Mashantucket Pequot, and Eastern Pequot people as the traditional caretakers of the land on which we worship. We honor and pay respect to these tribes, their ancestors, and their lineage who today uphold traditional practices, art, and education. The We Too Book Club Talking Circle at the Pequot Museum, hosted by Executive Director Joshua Carter, is discussing Tommy Orange's book, Wandering Stars, on January 2nd at 4 p.m. Oh, maybe February. Right? Okay, we're gonna have to check on this and get back to you, yeah. But either way, you can read Wandering Stars on your own, too, you know? So now I'd like to invite Maddie and Pinky up to light the chalice, to gallop up and skip their way to light the chalice. And while Maddie and Pinky make their way around, okay, as they light the chalice, we are going to say these words together. We are a people of memory. As inheritors of our ancestors' legacy, we hold their stories tenderly, gleaning wisdom from diverse journeys, united in hope for the future. Guide us to trust in love as we kindle this flame together. Thank you, Maddie and Pinky and Abby.
We'll light our candle of peace today for the 23 major cities in the United States that have been invaded by ICE agents during this past year, with 16 reported shooting incidents resulting in 4 deaths, including Renee Nicole Good, who was murdered by an ICE agent 4 days ago in Minneapolis. May she rest in peace, and may peace in our country not be lost. Have courage.
Today's story for all ages is a little different, and it is a story of courage. It's a story of courage right here at All Souls. When I first arrived at All Souls as the religious education director in 2003, my first time at All Souls, Sandy Gieman had just retired, having been the RE director for 26 years. And the remarkable thing is that Sandy, in the late 70s, had started the program that we know today. And so we decided on this day of honoring courage and legacy that we would interview Sandy for the story for all ages. And so I had 3 children join me to interview Sandy. And what you're going to see is integrated clips, 11 minutes of clips from 50-minute interview, which will be saved in the archives. So enjoy.
Good morning, All Souls, and welcome to Courageous Souls. I am your host, Perry Montrose, and I am joined by co-hosts Nora, Ava, and Charlie, and by our special guest this morning, Sandy Gieman. Sandy, as many of you know, was our religious educator for 26 years. And Sandy had actually started the program here when it really didn't exist. So we've invited Sandy to share her story of courageously starting religious education, or faith formation as we call it now, at All Souls. And so Nora, Ava, and Charlie have some questions for you. Nora, would you like to begin?
So Sandy, what sparked your intentions to create religious education, known as RE?
Well, we had a bunch of kids who wanted to do something, and were kind of, here and there. And so we said, well, we'd get them together and get some sort of a program for them.
Did you ever regret starting this project at times, or you ever felt like you took on too much?
I have to say no, because it's kind of my whole life has been, I was a teacher and things like that, so that I was,
You were dedicated to doing this.
Do it.
And when you're really dedicated, it was your passion to do it.
That's right.
There's no turning back.
No
Right.
turning back. No, I've never turned back.
And so how did you start the program, and how did you get people to join in?
How did I get people to join it? Well, I could see that we had a need, and I would ask people if they would like to do this and like to do that. And most of the time, people would say, "Oh yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that." So that's how we started.
So people were pretty generous and
Very generous.
and volunteering their time.
Yeah.
How did you get money to run RE?
So what was your budget back then? Did you have a budget?
I didn't even have a budget, I don't think. I don't remember having any money.
When it came to visioning what it was going to be and starting things up, were you sort of on your own doing that, or did you have people helping?
Well, I think the start was me.
You?
Yeah. And so I would ask people, and they would say yes, and then when we'd get together.
Right. So you did have people who were helping to look at the big picture.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was different times. This was in the 1970s.
Probably.
Right. So times were different. Probably people had more time to give. Life wasn't as overscheduled as now.
It was mostly just centered in our stuff. Stuff.
So people were really focused on church and what they could give volunteering there. What were some of the things that the kids did back then? I know, like they're, now they learn about different world religions. Was that happening?
That was one of them. That was, I think, one of the starting ones. We even visited other churches and around and stuff like that, so that people would now really know what's going on.
So we still make those trips today with what's called Building Bridges now, which was Neighboring Faiths before that, and I had another name originally. I think it was originally called Church Across the Street.
Just don't know.
Was the amount of children in the congregation as large as it is now?
Yeah, so what was the attendance like when it started? Did it grow?
Yeah, it didn't start off with too many people, really. It started off fairly slow. It got bigger and bigger and bigger.
So more people were coming into the congregation with children?
Right. Yeah, they saw it was a nice thing and joined.
Ava, did you have another question?
Yes. Did the RE group have snacks?
At the beginning, you mean? At the very beginning?
Yes.
Yeah. Did they have snack? That's always the big question.
They did. I think they did. Because I think adults had stuff like that.
So if there was adult snacks, there had to be snacks for the children.
Kids for the children. Yeah.
And then they still rated coffee hour after that.
Oh, yes.
Same as today, right?
Yeah. Didn't change much.
Do you think it's improved the congregation, the program?
The programs, yeah, I think they do. If you have the kids, doing stuff and learning stuff, and adults too.
So you think the learning that the kids go through, that spread to the rest of the congregation and adults?
I think so. Because the kids still tell their parents and what's going on, and the parents say, "Oh, wow, what's that about? What's that about?" And then everybody learns. Everybody,
including the teachers.
Yep. Yeah.
The teachers are there to teach, but they actually end up learning a lot of
times. Yeah.
Okay, so the last question I have. So Perry said that you created a group with other congregations with RE.
Other religious educators.
Yeah.
Had a little group that met all the different people that were running like me, and that really, I think that was a very good thing. People got to know a lot more that way.
Do you think that it improved the overall curriculum?
Well, it would help it helped the individual person who was in charge, I think, a lot, because they would learn from they could learn from all the different groups.
Yeah, that support network kept growing, right?
It was very, very helpful, and I enjoyed it, and I met a lot of people that way, and it could, we could talk and find out, oh, this is a good program over here, let's do this program and try it on our side, that kind of a thing.
Is that where Special Friends came from?
I think so.
Yeah, because you had started that way back then, right?
Yeah.
The Pen Pal program.
Long time. Yeah. It was a very good group anyway. And you had to get together to know what to do and to make it fun.
To make it fun. And that's a good point, right? Ultimately, it has to be fun.
Yeah.
So what did you have the most fun doing in those days?
I don't know. I liked working with kids. My whole life I worked with kids. So it was fun.
It had to be fun just because you were working with children.
Yeah.
Right? You guys are fun, right? No matter what we're doing, it's fun.
You enjoyed it. It was fun. Yeah. That's how it worked. So I really enjoyed it. I worked with kids my whole life, so it just was there.
Did you have the sense when you started this, and it was many years, I mean, you did this for 26 years. When you started, could you have imagined that it was going to be 26 years? Like, did you imagine that it would be this ongoing thing that would then have a legacy?
Yeah.
You were building it for the future.
Yeah. Yeah, it was something that you do for the future. You wouldn't do it for just Tuesday night and then forget about it. I mean, you do it for the whole time, you know,
And the years going forward and the next generation.
Yeah.
So you were building not just something because the children were there and they needed something, you were building something that you thought was going to be valuable to the congregation.
Right.
And carry on.
Right. Yeah, if you had a good program, then it would just go on forever. Because it was different people, but it would go on. It would go on. Like you were a different person.
Right. It's very different. Yeah. And so I was so appreciative of inheriting something that was so well organized and your mentorship, but then the congregation and I together could evolve and add in new things for the times, right?
Yeah.
So you started something that has evolved over time.
Good. Good to hear that.
Yeah, we're also appreciative because we wouldn't have any of this if it weren't for you. And yeah, it must be really heartening to see that this is carried on and what it's become.
Yeah. We have a good congregation now.
Yes, we do, right?
Having, but it's, you know, there has to be a certain connection between the kids and the adults.
Well, when you say that, the connection between the kids and the adult, really, that is the heart of the thing, right? It's not about the, little details that you're learning or the curriculum itself. It's about the relationships that are happening.
Yeah.
Well, we're so grateful that you started that and created something that now has a lasting legacy and goes on. So thank you for sharing all of this with us.
Thank you for your time.
Oh, my pleasure. Okay. Nice to meet you guys too. I don't really know you really because I'm not there,
Right. Sandy's watching online a lot now, so she doesn't get to meet all the kids now.
Yeah.
You think we have to bring her in to have some kid time?
Have candy and food.
Candy and food, right? Always candy and food will always make for a good time. All right. So that's all for this morning with Courageous Souls. Thanks for joining us for this episode with Sandy, who we're so appreciative of, and the wonderful co-hosts that made this happen.
Yeah.
And our sponsor, All Souls.
Yeah. Okay, I think we all got something out of this. Yeah. Right.
Yes. Thanks. Let's give Sandy online a wave of thanks. We really appreciate you, Sandy. And now I'd like to invite the choir to come forward for the choral anthem.
Good morning. Today we will be doing Like a Mighty Stream by Moses Hogan, arranged John Jacobson. We'll take a stand next week.
Lift every voice.
So as we leave for faith formation like a mighty stream out of Unity Hall, our giving tree is ending today. So I'd like to ask any of the 4th to 6th graders to grab the remaining items that are in the corner on your way out as we head to faith formation, including preparation for one of those trips Sandy was talking about. The 7th to 9th graders are going to the Islamic Cultural Center of New London next week. So if you could sing us out with Trees of the Field, we'd really appreciate it. Thanks.
We are a beloved community, and one of the ways that create and sustain this community is to bear witness to each other's lives, both our joys and our sorrows, through a candle lighting ritual that's creating a circle of love and care. Those souls joining us at home in the online pews may write in the YouTube channel chat what you would like to have shared here in Unity Hall. A reminder to please refrain from commenting there until the ritual is complete. And that makes it easier for Paul to read them. Those of you who are here in person are invited to come forward to light a candle of intention as you are so moved. Those of you at the front of the line, please light the candles at the far end up here, and that helps the line to move and flow a little easier. The circle is open. Your joys and your sorrows are welcome here.
Oops. Have to go down to my daughter to refresh it again. It just went off. Put it down very gently so it doesn't go off again. Okay, a virtual candle of love and remembrance for Shirley Curry, longtime organist and choir director at the church where I grew up, First Congregational Church in South Portland, Maine. Comfort and love for those suffering from physical and emotional pain. Another person said, Shirley sparked my love of music and choral singing beginning at age 8 and inspired countless souls over the years. And from Jesse, I'm grateful to the medical workers and researchers doing their best to keep us all safe and informed. And from the book, thank you again, Siobhan. Please hold Pris Newell in your thoughts. Pris fell and is bedbound. She's home under hospice care. We send all of our love and care to you, Pris. Okay. Go slowly.
We now invite Nikki Vento to share a musical meditation entitled Summer's End by John Prine. In essence, it is a beautiful song in John Prine's simple, everyday images about the quiet strength needed to face deep personal struggles. The chorus beckons, "Come on home," in which we encourage or give courage to others in need. And they said, if you do know the song and the chorus, you are welcome to join in the chorus. Summer's End by John Prine. Nick Evento vocals, where'd John come from? Paul Carolyn guitar.
Nice job here, Mike. Asked you to read it slowly so we can have time to set up here.
Summer's end, round the bend, just flying. Swimming suits are on the line, just trying. I'll meet you there per our conversation. I hope I didn't ruin your whole vacation. Well, you never know how far from home you're feeling until you watched the shadows cross the ceiling. Well, I don't know, but I can see it snowing. And in your car, the windows are wide open. Come on home. Come on home. Now you don't have to be alone. Come on home. Valentines break hearts and mind at random. That old Easter egg has not a leg to stand on. Well, I can see you can't win for trying. And New Year's Eve is bound to leave you crying. Come on home. Come on home. You don't have to be alone. Come on home. The moon and stars hang out at bars just talking. And I still love the picture of us walking. Just like that old house we thought was haunted. Summer's end came faster than we wanted. Oh, come on home. Come on home. You don't have to be alone. Come on home. Come on home. You don't have to be alone. Come on home. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Nick. That was beautiful. Thank you. Moving ahead again on our focus on courage. We asked two of our All Souls elders, one of whom said, I don't think I'm an elder, but whatever, to share reflections on a time in our journey as a congregation when they witnessed courage in action. Bill Stam became a Unitarian in New York City in the late 1960s and joined All Souls in 1972. Bill was recruited by April Passon to join the Finance Committee and lasted there for more than 40 years, serving as treasurer for a number of those years. He left the Finance Committee in December 2024. Bill shares, "It is time for the old guard to move on, to give up our 12-column accounting pads, and to make room for a new generation of computers and AI." Clara Vento has been involved with All Souls since 1975. She and Nick raised their children here, and Claire was involved in religious education during that time. Through the years, Claire has been a part of nominating, worship, and social justice. Board member and twice as board president, she's now a member of the Finance Committee. So please welcome first Bill Stam and then Clara Vento.
Bill's making decisions on the spot here, so I'm going with it. I'm the one who questioned the elder. I started here at 21 years old and was one of the kids. I don't know how that happens. It goes by fast. So I'm happy to be here today. I love this place. And I was happy to be asked to do this. So, when has All Souls shown courage? When I think about collective courage of All Souls and how that's been shown through the years, I think of two kinds of courage. There's the kind of courage that the actions taken advance our own interest, All Souls' interest, our own internal interest, our own internal goals, things that take place within our walls. And then there's the second kind of courage, the selfless kind, where we take courageous actions based on a need that's recognized for the common good beyond our walls. So there's several instances that can be shared of both of these kinds of courage, but I'll highlight a few. And the first one I'll highlight, I consider them to be in the self-interest of All Souls. In 1948, before I was born, a pivotal moment occurred that I've only heard talked about, and I don't know too much of all the intrigue and the angst that went into it. I can only imagine that. But I think it's a valuable moment to share. 1948 was a low point. You know, a congregation has high points, low points, and most points in between. And 1948 was a real low point. The numbers of members were way down, and the financial support was way down. The church was unable to find or afford the kind of ministerial leadership that spurs a congregation forward and sustains it. A decision had to be made. Do the doors of the church get permanently shuttered and the church sold off? That's happened before to churches and Universalist churches. How could the congregation move forward without an influx of resources? A decision had to be made by the congregation. Either keep the church doors open or sell off the land behind the church to gain some resources, to gain time to continue. And of course, the church made the decision to sell off the church. I'm talking about that brick church you can see through the top of the window at 60 Huntington. This land belonged to them originally, and it was sold off to keep the church going. In my mind, that was such a courageous decision and showed a commitment that those few souls had to the vision of Unitarian Universalism, and of course, it's had repercussions up into this moment of time. Another courageous act that again was in All Souls' self-interest was the purchase of this building in 2006. Many of you know this story because you lived it with me. But I think it's good to have a collective memory and to share it so that we all share that same memory. We outgrew that building at 60 Huntington. We turned ourselves inside out to figure out a way to make more space on that existing footprint. And because the building was built on a ledge and was 3 stories, accessibility was impossible. We wanted everyone to have access, and the financially safe way to move forward would be to continue using that space and making the best accommodations we could. We actually used to have people who lifted people in wheelchairs from the sidewalk up into the building, but then they couldn't access the 2nd or 3rd level. We were mortgage-free in that space, and it served the congregation for nearly 100 years. Why rock the boat? Adjust as best you can. If your sanctuary's filled, have 2 services. If that's filled, have 3 services. And as an aside, there was a contingency of members who yearned to be out of the city and into a quieter location in the suburbs. That issue had to be resolved before decisions could be made. And being a democratic church, of course, we took a vote, and the vote was to stay in New London. So that was a good piece settled. In 2006, this building became available for purchase. The condition of this building at the time of sale was decrepit, to put it mildly. It had been abandoned for 7 years. It was mold infested. Literally, mushrooms were growing in this space. It was built as a car dealership and presented in odd configuration. The price tag and investment to remediate and make it a functioning church involved taking on a cumbersome, hefty 20-year mortgage that would give any thoughtful person pause. But certain members led the way with their expertise and courage and leadership. A retired architect, Spencer Johnson, looked at this building, may he rest in peace, and assured us that this building was a blank slate upon which we could build a beautiful church. Financial members and leadership stepped forward and went into overdrive, crunching numbers. Those financial wizards looked to see if the numbers were doable for us. We were assured, even Bill being one of those financial wizards, they assured us it was doable. But there were risks, and there were benefits, and new expectations of members, and it was all communicated to the congregation in a transparent, organized way. It would mean an increase of financial commitment by members. All of that was explained. And I am here today to tell you the vote moving forward with the purchase and taking on the mortgage was nearly unanimous. We are in this comfortable, beautiful space today because of the courage and commitment of those members and that cumbersome, huge mortgage has been paid off. But I'm proudest of the selfless acts of courage that All Souls has displayed. 2006 was a big year, and in 2006, the New London government decided to close down their social service department as they could no longer afford to keep it going. They served the neediest in the community. One day it was here, the next day gone, just like that. Father Emmett Jarrett of St. Francis House called upon the faith communities to fill the void this left. All Souls heard the call, and Reverend Carolyn stepped into the planning of what that would look like. A vision of radical hospitality was painted. This vision was to extend to the most vulnerable in the community a place to be if they found themselves without a place to be, no matter what time of day or night it was. There would be a place for them to be safe and be warm and be fed. That's a simple declaration, but to make that reality, not so simple. Thus, the New London Homeless Hospitality Center was born. Now, Reverend Carolyn was an integral part of the genesis, but our members also contributed to the shelter's success. When the shelter initially launched and began taking in guests, they had little to no funds available to pay staff. A request went out to All Souls community to help fill the shifts with volunteers. And 25 All Souls members agreed to help while the shelter got itself on its feet. Is there anybody here this morning that was a part of that contingency? Raise your hand. Bob Bunting, yes, Glennis, Mary Rio, anyone else? You were a huge help to the success of it, and you know that. So thank you. The last act of courage that I wanted to talk about around selflessness was the purchase of 25 J Street, the house next door that we lovingly call our House of Hope. Through this purchase, we've been able to give refugees and immigrant families a soft landing while they become acclimated to life here. In 2014, we decided to sell our former church across the way there. After moving into our current home, that old church was serving as the daytime shelter for the Homeless Hospitality Center for many years. While the shelter no longer needed the space because they purchased the old Polish Catholic church under the bridge, and that turned into a day and nighttime shelter. And upon the sale of that old church, we could have taken the money from the sale to defray our mortgage costs, or we could have put the money away for a rainy day fund, or we could have invested in it to make more money for us. But instead of taking the easy road or the obvious road, our congregation voted to purchase the house next door and live out the values we espouse. This decision was not made lightly. Congregational meetings were held, both sides were vigorously debated, and a vote was taken. To be perfectly honest, I started out as a no. I'm conservative with money, and I needed to be persuaded that All Souls could handle all our expenses without that infusion of that extra money. And I needed to be convinced it was a wise use of our funds. But after I heard all the arguments, pro and con, I voted pro, And obviously, the congregation voted to affirmatively to purchase it. I believe our involvement with the New London Homeless Hospitality Center fostered an awareness of how vulnerable people's lives could be and showed us a generous and courageous way to use a landfall that landed in our laps. From what I've learned, it's not always leadership that is the most courageous. It's individuals who step forward, and you learn that you're not alone and that courage can be contagious. All Souls has flexed its courageous muscle over and over, and in doing so is helping to make this part of the world a little more humane.
Good morning. I've been a member for a number of years here. I wanted to acknowledge Sandy Geeman. She is the senior member of this church. I'm a little beyond her, little after her time, but it was 72 when I joined here after moving from New York, All Souls Church in New York, to Madison, to the Shoreline Community Unitarian Church, where we had Sunday school and church services on alternating weeks because it didn't have enough room. So the first and third was Sunday school, and the second and fourth was church service. They've expanded since. But I moved to Stonington. I got a new job at the Seaport and decided to look around for a Unitarian church here. And the first day I came to All Souls Church, I worked up the front steps. The first person I met was Ruth Diefenbach, who you may remember. Ruth is my 7th and 8th grade music teacher at Harbor School. And she said to me, "Mr. Stamm?" I said, "Yes, Miss Diefenbach." We subsequently became very good friends. But this church has had spectacular people with great courage. I was thinking about this gathering this morning. I took a look at the ministers list out in the front hall, and I was astonished. Frank Gredler was one of the names that I saw. He was here from 32 to 46, and then again from 59 to 60. Frank used to live at the YMCA, and he would walk up the street to the church and minister. And he was one of these people who didn't ask for anything. One time we tried to give him an honorarium or something, and we tried to figure out how to do it anonymously. And so we got a bank check with nothing to do with All Souls or anything like that, gave it to him, and he said, "I don't deserve this. I don't want this." And it took a long time to convince him. He was that kind of a humble person. The first minister I remember was Munir Sadah, who was a teacher at Choate in Wallingford and would come up on weekends to minister to All Souls. He was here from 70 to 78. He was followed by Eileen Karpeles, who I had the honor of being on her search committee, and we became very good friends over the years. Other people you've heard of, Kate Korb was here temporarily for about 4 years, and Ellen Johnson Fay after her in 87 to 99. The congregation was fairly small and taking a chance on hiring a minister. Munir was part-time. He was only here on Sundays, so that his expenses were not too much. But then we got a full-time minister. And whenever there was a financial problem, there was a group of people in the church who responded. I mean, these were the real heroes, the real backbone of the church. I'm thinking of Dick and Ellen Goodwin, or Esther Goodwin. Bob Henkel, who was the treasurer for many years, was also a doctor in town and the coroner, and a very feisty financial person who said, if you want to audit me, you can have the job. We did not have the controls in those days that we have now. Don Harris and his wife, Harold Nash, and the room out in the entranceway is named for them, he and Elizabeth. Bill Herman was an architect in Mystic who did a lot of behind-the-scenes work. I mean, these people volunteered when it became time to, or we had a campaign for money or we needed money. These people just opened up their wallets and volunteered and donated beyond their normal pledges. I remember one problem we had, courage, after Dick Goodwin died. He had an unpaid pledge. I tried to collect it for the church, and there was a sizable amount that he owed. And his children said, no, we're not going to pay it. So we had to come up with, make up for that amount of money, and people pitched in. I mean, there was courage that all you had to do practically was ask, and somebody would volunteer to fill the gap or fill the whatever was needed. And it was that kind of courage that a small group of major supporters that carried us through the old days. I wanted to say that I disagreed with my predecessor here on the location of the church. I understood that All Souls owned the property down on J Street, which became a car dealership. And I remember it as a car dealership growing up in New London. But I understand that they had to sell that. That was the property that they sold, which is this property here. And I mean, the church on Huntington Street was very good, except we outgrew it. We had two services, 9:30 and or 9 o'clock and an 11 o'clock service. And we really had two congregations, because the two congregations never got together, really. You either went to one service or the other, and never the twain shall meet. But eventually, we got together. I mean, people work together. I don't know how the council handled two separate congregations, because it was really two separate churches for the most part. There were some things that were done together, but we just didn't have the room, which led to the looking for new spaces. And I think we covered the entire southeastern Connecticut community looking for a place, wondering where would we be centered? Would we be centered on the Groton side or the Waterford side, and then you eliminate the middle part, or what? And it took a lot of courage to make that commitment to stay in New London, that we were a New London church. And it's paid off. I mean, look at the church now and how well it's doing. And I've been a member for a long time, and I'm not as active as I used to be, but I still keep up with what's going on. And I congratulate all of you on the progress that we've made over the years. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill and Claire, and of course, Sandy, for your meaningful words of sharing, helping us reflect on how powerful courage and love are at All Souls.
One way we express our appreciation for this faith community is through giving. We are grateful for your generosity now and over the years. Now, to prepare us for the offering, we say these words together. We give to the work of All Souls. Our work weaves the fabric of love of all community. To this end, we dedicate ourselves and this our offering. The offering will be given and gratefully received, and you can also put your small one-on-one paper into the offering basket at this time.
Given and all you have sacrificed, we thank you. In consideration of the time and for folks who want to get down to the gathering at the plaza, we're going to skip the closing hymn. So I'd ask everyone to rise as we extinguish the chalice. We'll say these words together. Our worship has ended, but our sacrifice is not yet done. May our spirits be renewed and our purpose resolved as we meet the challenges of the week. The chalice flame is extinguished until once again, with the strength of our community. To those present here in Unity Hall and to those at home, reach out to the world as we send forth our intentions. Go in hope. For the arc of the universe is long, and we can bend it toward justice. Go in courage, for together we have the strength to confront injustice in our daily lives and the larger world. Go in love, because a generous love is both the reason and the means by which we transform our lives. Namaste. Amen. Let's be seated to enjoy the postlude as he plays from his recently released CD. Our service has ended. Please join us for coffee and see you next Sunday.